Hello and welcome to the Doctor's Corner. I'm your host, as always, Dr. Mark Pinsky, and today we're talking Pinsky medical weight loss. To help me do that, I have two patients with me. First patient, Julia Horton. Julia, welcome to the show. You're going to be famous after this, just so you know. Not that you're not famous now, but you're going to be even more famous after the show. So thanks for coming on. I know you got better things to do on a Friday afternoon, but this is as equally as exciting for me as it has been for you. I've really enjoyed your journey. We've done the program now for 13 weeks? Okay. So tell me what brought you to Pinsky Weight Loss just in the beginning.
I was overweight and saw the scale creeping up more and more and more. And I read an article on Space Coast Daily and it talked about your program and
they're going to be happy about that. You threw them a plug. They're going to be happy about it. Space Coast Daily. I'm going to make them give me money back for that. Yeah. Okay, good. So you saw it on Space Coast Daily and you decided, hey, we'll take this chance. Despite this ugly mug that's on the cover here, we're going to come down and we're going to give it a shot. Okay, good. What other programs had you tried before you came to me? Not necessarily this time, but even before.
I've gone through Weight Watchers. The YMCA in Virginia had a Y Change program.
Oh, that's cool.
And I had success with it, right. But once you're not on the program, the weight creeps back on.
So let's just go there right now. So I told you this was going to happen. So we're going to go there right now. So why do you think Pinsky Medical Weight Loss is different than those other programs that you tried?
Well, there's accountability, first off, and that's really big for me. I thrive on praise and try to avoid the you shouldn't do that, you need to drink more water. So this has been a really good experience for me because I'm getting that positive feedback.
Okay. But it's not just for me. I mean, the staff itself, I would say too, right? I mean, my staff is very in tune. So Lisa up front, my office manager, has lost, 35, 40 pounds. Ashari, my medical assistant's lost 150 pounds. So, Karen up front, the receptionist, has lost about 40 pounds. Right. So everybody is very in tune to the types of things that happen during a weight loss program, all the pitfalls, all the things that you go through, and they're very supportive, I think, in that nature. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. But
absolutely.
You agree?
Yeah.
Thank God you agree.
If you have any questions, if just in casual conversation, something will come up and they'll be able to give me advice on something. Right.
This is the thing that I hear probably most, that the staff itself is probably the most supportive staff that they've come across in any of the programs that they've done. So I'm super proud of that. You can't really, it either is or it isn't. You can't really plan that. You can't create that. It just sort of is. 13 weeks is a pretty long time. So what convinced you to stay in the program?
The results. When I first started, I'd lost, I think, 7 pounds the first week.
Yeah, you did.
And next week it was about 5-6 pounds. Right. And it was immediate weight loss. And I knew that I couldn't sustain the 5 to 7 pound weight loss the entire time. But watching the results occur so rapidly, it was refreshing, because most programs, you have to be in the program for 13 weeks before you start seeing results.
Right, and I agree with that. So what sacrifices do you think you had to make? Do you feel like you really had to do a whole lot in order to make that happen, or was it fairly simple to do?
The process was actually really simple. You sacrifice the alcohol, you sacrifice the foods you want to eat, but really it was an easy program to follow. Okay,
and at what point in time do you feel like the urges, the cravings, and all those things kind of went away and subsided, or just subsided and never went away?
Probably about halfway through 7-week point.
That's about right. I tell everybody, about 28 days, so you're just a little bit longer, but that's usually about right. 4 to 5 weeks is the time frame when I think that everything kind of calms down. Your body settles in. It realizes this is a way of life now for you. You're not going to ebb and flow. Let's talk a little bit about exercise. One of my favorite topics, not necessarily everybody's favorite topic. So what was the first thing I said to you when you started the program? Do you remember what I said to you regarding exercise?
You told me that I didn't need to start exercising. Don't do anything different. Don't change any of your routines. Just do the shakes, eat the meal, the follow the meal plan, and
Right. So I've said this multiple times. I even just said it to you today that exercise is not necessary for weight loss, but we will want it to sustain your weight loss. What does that mean? That basically means that for the initial weight loss, right, your body is going to change no matter what I do if you follow the program, because 80% of weight loss is really nutrition anyway, even long term. Right? So if I can convince your body that you're going to do what you need to do, then you don't really need to. Now, are you going to be perfect forever? No. Right? So I also told you that. Being perfect is not a part of the plan. It will never be a part of the plan. It won't be a part of anybody's long-term plan. But if you're not going to exercise, then what else is going to help you sustain your weight loss? That means nutritionally, you have to be spot on all the time. So I look at it this way. My exercise program is my cheat plan, right? If I really want to go on a bender, I know that I'm going to have to work out to get rid of all that. The good news is you don't nearly have to work out as hard as everybody thinks you do. And you have not, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I tell everybody I want you to move. I want you to get used to it. I want you to start to move, but you don't have to go crazy with that, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Let's see, where else should we go? Well, let's talk about this. It's been a huge change, I'm sure, for you in your life. Down 45 pounds is no small thing. I mean, that's like a baby, more than a baby, it's a toddler. So that's a big thing. So tell me how the actual weight loss has changed your life.
Well, I feel better about myself. My self-confidence has improved. I don't cringe looking at myself in the mirror anymore. I still don't like my picture being taken, but that's more of a me thing, not a...
Well, they're going to see the pictures. They're going to admit that you're beautiful, so that's not going to be an issue. And you were beautiful before, but now you mentioned it. You feel good about you and who you are, and so that self-confidence is a wonderful, wonderful gift. So I am very happy about that for you. I am. Do you think you'll be able to sustain the weight loss?
Oh, absolutely. It's not a difficult program to follow, and it's easy to pick back up if you do fall off the wagon. With the whole COVID-19 thing, I fell off the wagon for about a week and didn't follow the program, but I picked it right back up.
Right. So that's kind of an interesting point right there. During this crazy COVID time, we've seen a lot of people who are now really suffering emotionally, and then they look at themselves and now they're suffering even more. But all the patients that have gone through the COVID thing with me have actually done very, very well. And what do I say by that? I'm not saying that they were totally successful and lost a lot of weight, but nobody gained weight. And some people lost a little bit, 1 or 2 pounds, and some people really got huge weight loss because they took them away from the trials and tribulations, if you will, of the times. Right. And so I do believe that, even though they weren't able to necessarily get out of the house or they didn't do the things that they wanted to do, this was an escape for them. And that's exactly what they've shared with me. So that's wonderful. What would you say to somebody who wanted to lose weight? Because I'm sure people have approached you now. They said, "Oh my God, what are you doing?" Right? So what would you say to those people is really the key, other than the accountability? Because I agree with you, accountability is a big thing. What would you say is really a key to being successful in any weight loss?
It's making the time in your life for whatever program you're going to do.
Right.
And that's one of the benefits to this program. Yes, there are modifications you have to do within your life, but it's an easy program to follow.
Right.
And I've told many of my colleagues and friends about this program, and it's an easy program. You just have to follow the program to get the results.
Right. And I think that's the way the program was designed, right? It needs to be easy. We want those 4 pillars, right? We want you to be able to do the classes. We want you to be able to maybe do your exercise a little bit. We want you to be able to be held accountable. We want you to understand what your nutrition should look like, what your plate should look like. So I think creating this foundation, if you will, or as the creator of the program, Craig Premack, has said many times, it's really the chair, right? If you take a leg away from the chair doesn't do very well. So you have to create a good foundation. And that's what I think this does. So you mentioned something that's I think very important, in that even if you slide back a little bit, right? None of us are going to be perfect. Even if you slide back, it's very easy to jump back in and pick up where you left off. It's not like you're going to slide back so much that you won't be able to pick it up. That to me, I mean, I slide back all the time, and it's, my program. Right. so it's very understandable if life's get in the way, or life's happenings get in the way, life circumstances get in the way, and so I think we all understand that. Well, I thank you so much for coming on, taking your time today, and trying to be a source of encouragement for other people in your normal daily life. And you are an inspiration as a teacher. I have a tremendous amount of respect for my teachers. I love my teachers, and so thank you so much for everything. And I'm going to be with you long after the program's over. So. And now, continuing today's show, we have with us Melissa Whitman, who is going to tell us about her journey and her weight loss experience at Pinsky Medical Weight Loss. Melissa, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It is great to have you. We've shared some really good times. You've done very, very well. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you for a lot of different reasons, right? We've talked about this. When you arrive at a certain place in your life, then it becomes much more difficult to lose weight. Just the hormonal changes and all these things are different. So I want you to serve as an inspiration for people who tell me, I can't do it. I'm beyond that point in my life. I can't do that. Okay? Makes sense?
Sure. It makes sense
So
to me.
tell me why this journey is different than other journeys that you've taken. Why is Pinsky Medical Weight Loss a little different?
Okay. Well, first of all, I've tried many different weight loss programs in the past, probably just about all of them, but I had never tried a medically supervised one. And I should have done this years ago. I'll be 65 soon, and I wish I'd done this 20 years ago, but I see the weight loss program, your weight loss program, as a wellness program for me. What's different from anything I've ever tried is that I feel like there's an accountability, but it goes beyond that. It's actually, you guys are really cheerleaders for us.
Oh, that's awesome.
You take the time every week to find out what's going on, a health check, and we talk about what's working and what's not. And so it's not just accountability. It's truly, it's a team effort, and that's what's different about it.
Well, I really love that because I really take pride in that, as you know. I love my staff, and I think that they do an amazing job.
They do.
And I'm very, very blessed. So behind every person, there needs to be a team, and I'm glad you feel that when you come in.
I absolutely do.
It's super duper important. Now, one of the things that you've done with us is you have done some medications to control your appetite, right?
Yes.
And do you think that was a big game changer for you? Had you done that before?
Never.
Okay.
So I do believe that it has enhanced the program.
Right. And I would say I like the way you put that too, because it's not made the program, it's just been an enhancement to the program.
Right.
So let's go along with that. I didn't warn you about it. I was going to go off cue.
Okay.
But what about the program, other than the actual medication?
Okay.
What do you think really, and the accountability, what do you think makes this program special or unique? You started talking a little bit about that.
Oh, it's delicious. I truly can tell you, I don't know, can I mention other names of programs?
Sure.
Well, like Atkins and Nutrisystem, and some of their food just tasted like cardboard. Right. But the shakes with this program, they are delicious. They truly are good.
Right, and that's what I've heard that's a universal thing. One of the things is, not everybody's going to like chocolate or not everybody's going to like vanilla, but almost always people will find combination. Now, one of the things we haven't done with you yet, which I am going to do, there's about 45 pages of recipes that we have.
Okay.
So we're going to start to introduce you. You're in that part of that program right now where you've done so well that we can venture out a little bit and get you to try some things that are a part of, I would say, an advanced, once you set the habit.
Okay.
So let's talk about that a little bit. How long do you think it took you to really form good habits in terms of getting your meal plan down and
Within the first 2 weeks.
Right.
You feel full. In fact, I think I've told you that sometimes it's hard to get all 4 shakes in, plus lean meat and vegetable. Right. So I feel very full. So it didn't take long at all for me to get accustomed to it.
Well, you're like a good student. You were a teacher too, right?
Yes,
so I love my teachers.
Yay.
Julia who just left, she's a teacher.
Good.
So teachers do very well because they're very regimented.
That's
right?
true.
Unlike my engineers who think they know the program, right? They created the program.
Right.
I'm just kidding. But the problem is that, or the good news for you is that you actually took to the program. Mm-hmm. How rigid do you think the program is? How flexible do you think the program is?
I think it's just well designed, especially. I don't cook, so I liked the fact that I could use prepared meals like for healthy choice, with vegetables and with chicken. I really, really like that because I do not cook. So, with my 4 shakes and the one healthy choice, I am completely full.
All right, so let's talk about what I think was one of the biggest changes for you.
Okay.
Exercise, and how that was incorporated into your program, and why you think that at this time of your life that became such a big thing.
Okay. Well, we just moved to Florida within a year, actually, and found Dr. Pinsky, and realized you had a weight loss program, and I was considering it. But in the meantime, I had started water aerobics, and I thought, I can do this. The joints don't hurt so bad and so forth. But I realized that babysitting my brand new grandson, the stamina and just feeling well and feeling strong enough to be able to take care of him required exercise and weight loss. And the longer I am on the program, the stamina and the ability to exercise is just absolutely, it's phenomenal. It truly is. And my husband's a runner, and for 20 years easy, he said, well, if you just exercise, and I would say, I won't say what I'd say back, but I can honestly say that exercise is very key. Now, I think I would have been very successful on the program if I hadn't exercised, but now I feel well. I'm not just losing weight, I'm feeling well. I can walk, I can swim, I can play with a 1-year-old now.
I love it.
So
this is what we strive for, right? This is what we strive for all the time. We strive to make changes in your life. But I guess the big thing for me was you took the initiative to do it. Even before you came to me, you had decided you needed to make a change in your life, and you were going to make that change in your life. And so you started it. You said, my life needs to be something different.
Yes.
This is my goal. And of course, grandbabies change your life.
Yes, they
And
do.
I know that better than anybody. Grandbabies change your life. So that's your motivation. I don't really care what the motivation, but that is a great motivation.
It was.
And so you decided to launch that. And I agree with you. We've talked about that on the show before, that you don't need exercise to lose weight. You will need it to sustain your weight loss.
Okay.
And for you, you now have it down. For you, you found what makes you happy.
Exactly.
And I tell everybody, I can tell you to go play 2 hours of basketball tomorrow. You'll tell me I'm nuts and probably curse at me, maybe under your breath because you're very polite. But nonetheless, it won't happen.
Right.
You have to find what works for you.
Exactly.
So when people say to me, Dr. Pinsky, what's the best exercise? I tell the one you'll do. It's
there
not
you
what
go.
I tell you to do. It's what you'll find to do. I
Right.
can make suggestions to you, but you have to really be engaged and figure it
Right.
out. So you did all of that.
Exactly.
I like that because you now know that, listen, there may come a time in my life where we've got some celebrations coming up, right? And especially now, I think Christmas is going to be great. New Year's is going to be great because everybody's looking forward to ending COVID-19 and moving on with their lives.
Exactly.
And so I think the celebration is big. So maybe you cheat a little bit. Maybe you will now have all kinds of tools in your arsenal to fend off whatever comes along because we've trained you that way.
Absolutely.
And before the holidays come, we'll train you on what we think you need to know and how you need to get around. And when you go to all the parties, what you're going to do. And when you go away, what you're going to do. So we'll teach you what you need to. We just haven't gotten to that phase because we haven't had an opportunity. Everybody's in their house.
Right.
Nobody's doing anything.
Crazy time.
Crazy times. It's hard to tell you to avoid anything, but you've done very well even during this pandemic time. So how many total pounds?
33.
33 pounds. And how many weeks?
I think it's 15. I'm not quite
sure.
So
this is what I try to explain to everybody, right? We shoot for 1 to 2 pounds a week. We really strive for 2 to 3 pounds a week. That's safe weight loss. Now, because sustained. You and I have talked about this many times, and you've been very consistent, the entire time. And as you get more mature in the life, the weight loss tends to be a little bit slower, but will happen over time. And you've stuck with it, and you're really reaping the rewards of all of that. Now, the good news is that once you have it, you have it. And so that you're not gonna, I don't think, step back or fall back. And if you do, I'm standing right here. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You've really done very, very well. Is there anything that I forgot? Because I think we talked about the most important things, that the program actually has helped you change your life and make you into what you really want it to be. And that's the goals.
Well, I've touched on the fact that the program is great, but I'd like to emphasize that your staff and you truly, you just encourage your patients to be successful. You care about us.
We do.
So it's not really just accountability. It's more like you take pride in us.
I do.
And that's you did as a doctor even before I started this. But I think that I would be successful on a plan with another doctor. But I really believe that most of it is because of the atmosphere and just how we're treated or how I'm treated. And
you're so sweet.
No.
Now you know why I brought her on.
No, it's absolutely the truth.
Well, I appreciate it. I do appreciate you saying that. We do take a lot of pride.
Yes.
This is not a mill program. We're not seeing 13,000 people running them through, handing you your bag of goodies and saying goodbye to you.
Right.
We do care about every single one of the patients. We take it to heart. We want patients to be successful, not because we're looking for grandiose numbers of weight loss. We're looking for health and wellness.
Exactly.
And you and I have talked about that for a long time.
Right.
The good news for you is that almost all of your weight loss is in fat loss.
Right.
And I've explained this multiple times to patients. If you want to lose weight, I'll send you to Ethiopia. I'll cut your arm off. I've told you that before. I don't care about weight. I want you to lose quality weight in terms of fat. I want you to preserve your muscle mass and lose fat. And you've done just that. The program has turned out very successful in that regard for you. Yes. And that's how I know that I've helped you create, and the staff has helped you create a whole healthy model. And I'm really, really, really proud of that. I'm so proud of you for taking the time today to help us try to explain to other people and try to motivate other people to get healthy. And I think that in these crazy times, if you don't have health, you don't have much. And I think we've learned that now.
Absolutely. And actually, it's been such a positive in this really hard time to see the weight go away. and to feel better, because it's so easy to feel negative and sad when you're cooped up. And
For sure.
so it's been a huge positive. So
Thank you so much for coming on. For Melissa Whitman, I am Dr. Mark Pinsky. You've been watching The Doctor's Corner. If you want to ask us any questions, ask Melissa questions, ask Julia any questions, myself, or even Jeremy Gonzalez, my executive producer, you can find us at drmarkscorner@gmail.com or pinskywellness.com or pinskymedicalweightloss.com. We welcome your questions. We'll be happy to answer you as quickly as we possibly can. You all take care. We'll see you next week.